Developing news tonight, a man is charged for shooting into a crowd of people at Claude Evans Park in Battle Creek 2 weeks ago. 19-year-old Camari Evans is facing 4 felony charges for this incident, and it's not his first run-in with police. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher joining us live now from Battle Creek to break this down for us. Autumn?
Jessica, Evans is a third-time offender. Now, police say that gang violence in Battle Creek is something that's been an issue for decades now. Now, they were able to obtain 3 handguns in this specific incident at Claude Evans Park.
What's up?
A crowd in terror is what officers with Battle Creek's gang suppression unit encountered during a regular patrol at Claude Evans Park.
Knew something was wrong right away. It was something like you would see out of a movie. I mean, people were climbing the fence, jumping it, running.
In this body cam video, officers witness who they say is Camari Evans with a handgun. Several rounds can be heard being shot into the large crowd of people. I
was checking to see if anybody was hurt or, needed help. It was chaos. I mean, it was nothing easy to work through.
The 19-year-old charged on 4 different counts June 29th, including carrying a dangerous weapon, carrying a concealed weapon, and weapon charges. In probable cause documents we obtained, witnesses told police they saw Evans and another man with a handgun in the basketball courts arguing, leading up to shots being fired.
Shots fired at the park.
Body cam footage shows Officer Zelger shooting at Evans to stop the threat. Witnesses telling police shots were taken towards families with children.
The most disturbing part of the whole thing, there's young kids. I mean, I'm talking infants that I'm seeing moms carry and run.
On June 28th, BCPD located Evans in Lansing with the help of local law enforcement agencies.
We start checking off every known place he's ever frequented.
Sergeant Trevor Horde says Evans was staying with a family member. The park shooting was not BCPD's first encounter with him.
There's been encounters where he's fled from us. There's been weapons that have been involved in that.
Evans is currently awaiting trial for 2 different cases in which he was charged in February for 2 counts of breaking and entering a building and larceny of $20,000 or more. His criminal history dates back to May 19th of 2022 when he was arrested for 1 count of dangerous drugs and 1 count of obstructing police. In April of this year, he was charged with 2 counts of assaulting, resisting, and obstructing a police officer. He has pled guilty. The officer who shot at Evans was put on paid administrative leave. He has since then started to work again. Now, a pre-exam conference is scheduled for Evans on July 12th.
New developments tonight in the 2020 death of a student at Kalamazoo's now shuttered Lakeside Academy. The teenager died of suffocation after being restrained by several employees.
And now, almost 3 years later, 2 employees who were charged in the boy's death entered pleas today. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher is joining us live in studio with details from today's court hearing. Autumn.
Yes, Sandy, Jessica, Zachary Solis and Michael Mosley entered a no contest plea to involuntary manslaughter today. Solis and Mosley maintained that they and the staff were following normal restraining procedure. However, the prosecutor in this case says Cornelius Frederick's death could have been prevented. Prosecutors say Solis and Mosley were both physically involved in the restraint of 16-year-old Cornelius Fredericks, leading to his death in May of 2020. This video shows Fredericks throwing a sandwich in the school's cafeteria. Staff members responded by holding the teen down for 12 minutes until he was unresponsive. Fredericks was transferred to Bronson Hospital where he died of cardiac arrest. The Kalamazoo County Medical Examiner's Office ruling his death a homicide. Solis and Mosley were formally charged with 1 count of involuntary manslaughter and 2 counts of second-degree child abuse. Both entered a no contest plea today of involuntary manslaughter.
When you plead no contest, you're not saying you're guilty, you're not saying you're not guilty. You're saying you don't want to contest the charges anymore.
Cornelius Frederick died as a result of injuries sustained during his restraint. This procedure violated the ordinary care necessary to avoid injury.
2 counts of second-degree child abuse were dropped for both men if there are no violations of bond for the next 9 months.
In December, the judge will take a look at the case. He has agreed if there are no violations that they won't do any jail. If they do any jail, it would be capped at 12 months and would be served locally.
Frederick's attorney John Marcos said employees revealed the 16-year-old was restrained more than 36 times over the year he attended the school for troubled youth. Former nursing director Heather McLogan pleaded guilty to a second-degree child abuse charge in the case and was sentenced to 18 months probation back in September of 2021. Prosecutors say she failed to treat Fredericks while in the restraint. Lakeside's former director told Fredericks' attorney the company put profits first and the kids' safety second. Lakeside Academy has been shut down and demolished since the incident. Sentencing for Solis and Mosley is scheduled to take place on December 19th at the Justice Complex on Gull Road.
More families with children in Kalamazoo County are now seeking assistance to put food on the table. And that's the focus of News Channel 3's Tackle Hunger project this summer. Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes is trying to meet the demand, but facing several challenges. I talked to volunteers to see what it takes to make sure kids don't go hungry this summer. When budgets are stretched thin and paychecks won't cover the grocery bill, Loaves and Fishes volunteer Charlie DeGrave says he's ready to step in.
I like being able to help people, and I just like the environment here too. I think people are really kind and supportive.
Charlie is a WMU student spending his summer helping others.
It's something that, has always been important in our family, and something that, if you're doing something with your time, why not come and help out?
And Charlie is staying busy. Right now, Loaves and Fishes is seeing a 16% spike in people needing grocery assistance. Associate Director Greta Faworski says that summer is typically tough for families with kids. Access to school meals is lost and childcare costs are higher.
We're seeing more and more families who are working. At least 1 or 2 people in the household are working, but they kind of fall into that Alice population, the individuals who are employed but not making enough to cover a bare bone household budget.
In addition to historic inflation, COVID-related SNAP benefits expired on March 1st. In the months that followed, Faworski says Loaves and Fishes registered 1,500 new households, more than half with children. Charlie says the thought of kids going hungry,
It's depressing, I guess. Yeah, it seems like it should be really a priority, and I feel like it's a human right to be able to have food to sustain yourself.
Food assistance programs can offer a crucial lifeline. Faworski says 15% of Kalamazoo County families are below the federal poverty level, but stigma prevents some people from taking advantage of their services.
And we really hope that people realize that we are a very non-judgmental organization. We are self-declaration of need. There's not a lot of hoops that people have to go through. We try to have some items that will go together. If there's kids in the house, we try to throw in extra snacks.
Faworski says despite food costs increasing 150% in the last 2 years, Loaves and Fishes, along with its dedicated volunteers, remain committed to feeding the community.
We just want people to realize that everybody goes through rough periods, and we're here to help.
And the Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes Grocery Pantry program takes place Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Curbside pickup, in-person shopping, and home delivery options are all available. Join News Channel 3 and our sister stations in Flint and Traverse City as we tackle hunger this summer. We're partnering with local food banks and organizations across the state to make sure that kids have meals over the summer months. You can just scan the QR code on your screen now to learn more information, and this will take you to our website, WWMT.com, where we've linked resources to help your family.